We're live. What's happening, Sales Center? I hope you're doing well today. And in this video, I'm actually going to share with you something that I think is super valuable, super important. What questions to ask clients. A lot of people come to me and they say, Sean, what questions should I be asking clients? In this video, I'm going to share with you the top 2 questions that you can ask any client or any prospect at any time to get them talking. Happy Tuesday, Sales Ascender. Welcome to another high ticket tune-up. I'm Sean here back at you with another one. And we got a great question that came in today. It actually came in from Seth. Seth asks this. He says, Sean, what are the best questions to ask clients to get them talking, right? A lot of people get into the sales conversation and they stumble a little bit because they're like, I don't know what to say to get the prospect or the client to start moving forward. Well, today I'm going to give you a simple framework that anybody can follow right now today. Very, very simple and easy. And so let's just dive right into it. What are the right questions to ask clients? First and foremost, I'm going to give you some framework, okay? So there is some framework that I think is important for you to know. There's a fellow named Blair Warren, and Blair Warren created this report, and this report was called the One Sentence Persuasion Course, 27 Words to Make the World Do Your Bidding. Well, what does that mean, Sean? Well, this means he said, here's one sentence in 27 words that if you follow this formula, you can actually get people to move in the direction that you want them to move in. So what are the main points? I want to give you the framework here, and then I'm going to drop into those 2 most valuable questions. Stick with me all the way to the end. And by the way, if you're watching this on YouTube, please hit that subscribe button, click the notifications, turn the bells on, like this is valuable, okay? So first and foremost, Blair Warren says this, there's 5 things that you must do in a conversation in order to get somebody to be committed to looking at your point of view and moving in the right direction. So the first one is this. The framework that we want to use is first, we want to encourage their dreams. We can't argue that people love to talk about themselves more than anything else on the planet. If you've talked to any coach or trainer or anything like that, and they've all probably told you, talk about them, listen to them, talk about their world, their needs, which is a totally true thing. The number one thing that you should start talking about is something that makes them happy, meaning where are they trying to go, right? Always forward pacing, future pacing into a place where they want to go. So when we encourage their dreams or we throw out some questions that are going to encourage their dreams, guess what? They're going to be more apt to talk to us and they're going to be moving forward. So you want to make sure and encourage the dreams of your prospects. Super important. That's the first thing. The second thing that we want to focus on is justifying failures, meaning it's not your fault. You've probably tried a lot of different things and you haven't succeeded yet because it's not your fault. You might not have had the right tool, you might not have the right mentality, or whatever the case, it's not your fault. It's okay. So justifying their failures. Failure is a good thing. We always fail forward. In fact, I don't even like the word fail in the English language. I wish they had more words or different words for that. But because I believe there's no such thing as a failure, rather they're just learning experiences and they're opportunities to improve upon what you did the first time around. So failure is kind of a harsh and negative word in the English language. In fact, Japan or China actually has like a whole bunch of different words for failure. I don't know that for a fact, but I'm pretty confident that they have multiple words that mean failure. Okay, so once we've encouraged their dreams and we said, hey, it's not your fault, what's the next thing? The next thing is we want to allay their fears. We want to put their fears to rest. Hey, don't worry. A lot of people go through this kind of thing. It's normal. You're not the first person. You won't be the last person. It's okay. And then we talk through each and every single one of their fears, right? And depending on whatever your specialty is, this is going to be really, really important for you. So think about what are the fears that they may be having in terms of buying a product or service that you offer. And we need to have that part in the conversation as well. Next is we want to confirm suspicions. Confirming suspicions, meaning they thought this was the thing they could do. They never tested it, but it's something they were suspicious about. Would it work? Would it not work? Well, it's important to be able to be that person on the other end, the sales professional or the sales ascender who's saying, listen, you might be thinking this and you might want to try this, but here's what happens when you do, right? You're confirming their suspicions. You give them something where they're like, oh yeah, I was thinking that. Oh, I'm glad I didn't do that, right? That's a confirmed suspicion. That's going to pull them on board onto your team, which is important. And then the last one in this framework here is going to be helping them to throw rocks at their enemies. Throwing rocks at enemies does not mean blast your competition. Throwing rocks at enemies simply means understanding your competition and understanding where they're strong and where they're not as strong, and then being able to play your strength to their weakness. That is absolutely 100% throwing rocks at enemies, and that's something that should be in your conversation. Now, if we were to put all these into question form, we can actually boil this down to about 2 questions to just get started. So what are the 2 questions that you should use when you want to ask your client or prospect something to get them talking? Well, the first question is this. The first question is, hey, Joe, really awesome to meet you. Let me just dig into your business a little bit today. Where are you trying to take it? What are you trying to accomplish? What's the thing you're trying to achieve? And then be quiet. This is the first question that we want to ask a prospect or a client, because this, if we go back a couple of slides here, you can see this isn't going to encourage their dreams. We're talking about where they want to go, what they want to do, right? And from this question, they're going to dribble a bunch of information to you saying, oh, I want to do this, or I want to achieve this, or I want to do this. And if they're not giving you the right answers that you need in order to continue the conversation, be more pointed in your question asking. Oh, okay, so you're trying to grow your business. What does actually grow mean to you? Are you trying to grow your employees? Do you want to just get more revenue? Are you trying to turn on a VA team? Like, where are you actually trying to take your business? And we dig through this question until we get some meaty and hearty answers where they can say, listen, I've been thinking about this, or I've been trying this, or I've tried, now you have a really a great conversation that automatically moves into number 2. And this is the only other question that you need to ask someone to get your client talking at light speed is this one right here. What's holding you back? Very simple. It's 4 words, right? So you say, hey, where are you trying to take your business? And if they're not super clear, get them to be clear, ask more details, and then say, well, what do you think's holding you back? And then just listen. And they're going to start throwing out what we call pain indicators. As soon as you have these pain indicators, the next thing to do is to take each one of those things. They may say, oh, I'm looking to build a team, or, oh, I need to build my product or my offer. I don't have that done yet. I do want to build my team. Okay, so now we know, after just asking these 2 questions, where in the cycle of are they going to be able to buy your service or product or not are they in that cycle. And we'll also understand what the biggest thing is holding them back in their mind and where they're actually trying to go with their business. Now, as we start the conversation here, all of a sudden, guess what? You know exactly where this client wants to go, and you can now craft the rest of the conversation, cover those other things that we talked about. Talk about failures that other people have had, that it's not their fault, that's okay, right? Talk about the fears that they may have about going into this marketplace. Talk about suspicions or things they might be willing or wanting to try after they've, gotten involved with doing one thing or another. And then of course, talk about who else is out there solving this problem and maybe where they're strong and maybe not so strong, where you might be stronger. And that's always a good thing. When it comes to this last one, I think there's a lot of debate around it. And I think what the big thing is you just got to kind of understand the person that you're speaking with and how they view the competition that's out there. Maybe they've tried a lot of stuff and they're product aware, or maybe they're not product aware. Maybe they're more unaware that there's even a solution available, and they don't even know that there's actually enemies in the marketplace that you have that, or they have that you'd like to help them throw rocks at. But when you use this framework over and over, so I can memorize these into my mind so that I know, like when I start a conversation, if everything fails, I know that I just go back to these 2 questions. Where are you trying to take your business? And what's holding you back? And let them speak. And when you do this, I can assure you, you're going to get some phenomenal answers out from your prospects, and you'll most likely close more deals. With that said, you've just been tuned up. Don't forget to smash that subscribe button, turn the notifications on, and do all that good stuff. And I can't wait to see you tomorrow.